Breaking news on CBS Sports HQ, Giannis is staying in Milwaukee, signing a max extension, a supermax, if you will, with the Milwaukee Bucks. 5 years, $228 million. And he confirmed that news via social media moments ago. Did it about 6 days before the deadline to come to terms on a long-term deal. He says, this is my home, this is my city. I'm blessed to be able to be a part of the Milwaukee Bucks for the next 5 years. Let's make these years count. The show goes on. Let's get it. Huge news in the NBA and great news for the city of Milwaukee. Wow. All right, let's bring in Avery Johnson, former NBA champion and coach of the year. Avery, I think a lot of people were wondering after the Bucks fizzled out again in the postseason if Giannis would jump ship eventually, go somewhere else. How about the fact that he's staying in a small market?
Yeah, really happy for Giannis and also for the city of Milwaukee and the entire state of Wisconsin. I think this is a similar move. You know, years ago when Tim Duncan had a chance to leave San Antonio and go to Orlando, but he stayed in San Antonio his entire career. And this is a similar move by Giannis. He wants to play his entire career in Milwaukee. This was a chance to sign this supermax deal. As my mom used to say, money doesn't grow on trees. And this is a big deal on so many levels. He wants to finish what he started. And he's really loyal to this organization who built a new building. They have fans back in the building. They have one of the best fan bases in all of the NBA. So this is a super day for a super player and a superstar in Giannis Antetokounmpo.
A supermax extension for the Greek Freak, perhaps the best player in the NBA. You're going to have some people argue it's LeBron or Luka Doncic who's coming up and might be the next superstar. Are you surprised at all that he decided to stay long-term in Milwaukee? Because it seemed like when you talk to NBA fans, they thought it was a foregone conclusion that he would end up doing what all of the other superstars seem to have been doing over the last 10 years, switching sides and trying to create super teams.
No, you can see the commitment from the front office. When you trade for a guy like Drew Holiday, when you tried to make moves for restricted free agents in free agency, whether it worked or not, I think Giannis is seeing that, hey, this front office, this organization is committed to winning. They're committed to spending the money. They have, an incredible practice facility. They travel just like the rest of the NBA teams at a 5-star level. So he could really see that the commitment is there, not just in words, but in deeds, especially with some of the moves that Milwaukee tried to make in free agency and the trade for Drew Holiday.
If you're going into a season, one season, to win the whole thing, where would Giannis rank among the NBA's best? LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and everybody else?
Well, he's definitely in the top. He's in the top 3, and on some boards, the top 5. It just depends on what day it is. He's a two-way player. He's still emerging in terms of being an outside shooting threat. We know that he's an incredible finisher in the paint and dunker and block shots and rebound. But as he continues to evolve and develops that consistent three-point shot or a three-point shot that's reliable, that forces defenses to guard him more on the perimeter, which will open up his driving lanes and some of the driving lanes for his teammates, he's going to become, unstoppable. But, LeBron James is still at the top. He's the best player in the NBA. Some would argue Luka Doncic is in there with Kawhi Leonard and Anthony Davis. But any team that can march out a guy like Giannis, the Greek Freak, any game day, you're going to have a chance to win, and you're going to have a chance to win championships. So this is an incredible day, not only for Milwaukee in the franchise, but also the NBA and fans of the NBA, because this guy is made of the right stuff. He's got the right DNA. He has unbelievable practice habits. He represents the NBA in the community at a first-class manner. So this is a great day for the NBA and all of their fans around the world.
And like we talked about, this is a change of pace because of what we've seen over the last decade. Not to say it's wrong that LeBron James, went to the Heat and then went to L.A., that you've got guys like James Harden who he wants out of Houston. Russell Westbrook's kind of going all over the place, PG-13, Kawhi Leonard. What does it say to you about Giannis, the person, that he decided to stay home and not test the waters?
Well, it's just a different level of respect, and that doesn't take away from some of the moves, like you said, like LeBron or Kawhi, those guys have made, and now James Harden wants out of Houston. But it's a different level of respect when you have guys like Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace, and guys like Dirk Nowitzki, the Tim Duncans, the David Robinsons of the world. Those guys, stay with the same team. And those guys will go down in those communities as legends, not only for what they did on the court, but what they did off the court. Whereas you had guys like Karl Malone, who decided to leave at the end of his career chasing the championship with the Lakers, and they ended up getting beat by the Detroit Pistons. There's nothing wrong with that either, but it's just a different level of respect when guys are saying, hey, come and play with me. I'm not going to go somewhere else and team up with another guy. I'm the guy. And, the other superstar players, we need to draw them and figure out how to, coerce them into coming to Milwaukee and being a part of the Bucks organization.
This isn't New York. This isn't Chicago. This isn't L.A. It's not even Dallas, where you coached, San Antonio, where you played. What is Milwaukee like? Why does it get the flack that it does in major sports circles as a small market club and small market city?
Well, you alluded to it. It's just a small market, and it's Hollywood. There's no Hollywood, or it's not the Madison Square Garden, or you don't have the beaches like you have in Miami, and here in Dallas. Dallas is in basically the middle part of the country. You go to one of two airports, Dallas Love Field or DFW. You can get anywhere in the United States in 3 hours or less, and the weather's pretty mild during the winter time, and you don't have those brutally cold winters in LA or Miami or some Atlanta. But you still have a lot of respect for Milwaukee, but it's a small market. It's in the northern part of the country. It's haven't been one to really attract a lot of free agents in any sport. But Giannis is the attraction. He's the guy, and he's saying, come fly with me. Come play with me. He's saying to the rest of the players around the NBA that are potential free agents or looking for maybe even James Harden, come and play with me because we can get it done in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee now might be the destination for some of the NBA's best if they want to win a championship, because the Greek Freak is going to be staying put for another 5 years, signing a supermax extension. Avery Johnson, thank you so much for the time.
5 years.
Yeah, it's 5 years from now, might be the rest of his career. You never know, but he's still young enough where he's got another major contract on the horizon, and he might have another MVP on the horizon. As we take a look at the odds, he's plus 450, not the favorite. That would be Luka Doncic, the up-and-comer, who some believe has already overtaken Giannis and LeBron James as the best player in the NBA. Luka is 4-1. Steph Curry back in the mix this season for the Golden State Warriors. Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.